Shouldn't Smoke Cigarettes and Not Eat. I'm your host, Haley Park.
And I'm Mandy Cal.
And we are back for episode 4 called The New Divide.
Yep, I do. Ever since we were like, the episodes are just so hard to find. It's like all I see now.
Yeah, me too. It's like clearly in the
Yeah, they very obviously, as you click on it, tell you what the title is.
Well, it took us like 3 weeks to figure it out. It's fine.
Just that's like the first thing we complain. You just can't find titles anywhere. It's like, no, right there.
Paramount Plus was listening to us.
Yeah, maybe they fixed the issue. You know, they have an employee listening. And we appreciate that, Paramount Plus. MTV has not taken any of the tips we try to give.
No. Okay, so what? Jody and Kahutta are back from elimination.
Yep. Well, the first thing I noticed is like the fucking music on this show is incredible.
It's amazing. It's perfect.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what that song was playing.
Me either. I just remember just being like, oh, hell yeah. And then completely, I just wrote a note saying the music on this show, though.
Yeah, so Jody's freaking out. It's her first elimination win, you know, at 40 years old or whatever. And her and Kahutta have the life shield, so Derek is like, I'm so happy my friends won, and they have life shields, so this could potentially be a beautiful thing. That's not actually his voice, but it should be.
Yep, pretty much. As long as I don't lose, I'm safe.
Yeah.
Also, I did love how Kahutta and Jody cheers to banana instead of a shot, and I thought that was very Jody-esque.
Oh my god. That's so true. So we start talking alliances. Woo. So MJ's like, okay, so it's MJ, Darrell, Kahutta, Derek, and Brad. And then he's saying that Nehemiah and what's that guy's name?
Is it Letarian Tech? Yeah.
Sorry, Letarian. And Tech are like wild cards. I mean, clearly they're their own alliance.
Mm-hmm.
And Nehemiah's listening to this whole conversation.
Well, yeah, because MJ makes like mistake number 1. Never talk about alliances in your room because there's always someone eavesdropping while you're in the house like that. Like, you can't have more early morning chats. Everyone's listening to everyone. What you need to do is wait till people get drunk, wait till people are out by the pool, and then you have that conversation in a wide open space where you can see everyone that's not around you.
Yeah, and pay attention to like the cameras. Like, I'm sure Nehemiah saw cameras go in the room, right?
Yeah. Also, like, close the door or some shit. Have someone like there's always, I can't remember who always does it. I feel like it's Ashley on the seasons where she's like, if they're about to talk, she always like runs to the door and checks. And it's like, you always need one of those, you know?
That's true. It's a rookie move, MJ.
You need a paranoid amongst your alliance.
Also, it's obvious because their alliance is their room, and so is the other one.
I know, they're kind of making it seem like, oh, like the divide is happening. And it's like, but this divide has been here the entire time. Like, obviously those guys are friends and obviously those guys are friends.
Yeah, it's stupid. They're like, the producers are just making it clear for us, I think.
Yeah. Well, even when Maya was talking about his alliance, at the end he listed everyone and then he goes, and Steve for now.
I know, I loved that. He's in our room, so
yeah. So it just kind of counts.
They probably recorded that, spoiler alert, but you know.
Yeah. But also, speaking of Steve, I think he had like a confessional while they're like talking about, you know, their new alliances. If you notice in his confessionals, he's always showing off his professional hands. He's always talking like this. It's all I could see this entire episode now was just him being like, yes, I am a professional hand model. Look how beautiful these things are.
Get it for the gram.
Yeah, get it.
It's true. I totally forgot about that because it's so ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, so like Nehemiah and the rest of the guys, they just want to make sure they're not pawns in the game because they're outnumbered currently. And then next we have Katie talking to Tina and Janelle, and she feels safe. this fucking show.
Yeah. Well, and Katie kind of makes a point of mentioning how like she's close with a couple of the guys, but Steve's really the only one that she keeps in touch with outside of the show, like regularly, like actual friends outside of the show.
Right. Yeah. And
Also,
Steve else.
low key, I fucking love Janelle's. Like she needs more like camera time because I swear every time like someone's like talking to her, she just spits out some fucking wisdom. And she was just like, I can't remember what she said, but every time she, God, I wish I would have actually wrote down what she said.
I know, I didn't either, but I know, I think she's really smart and she's maybe not the most entertaining. That's why she's not getting screen time.
Yeah, but she's always there for just like some, because I think she had that like advice to Ayana too, where it's just like, yeah, just hold up a mirror every time you do her hair. What's the problem? And this time, oh, I think I remember what she said. She was essentially just like, I mean, some people are going to play with their friends and that's going to be their alliance, and some people aren't. Who's to judge that for whatever? And I'm just like, she just sounds like the coolest person.
I know, because like I feel like their emotional intelligence is much higher, obviously, than the actual challenge people.
Yeah.
And they're like, whatever. And then Tina's like, I hope it doesn't get dirty. And they're like, it's gonna be dirty.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Also, I love that Janelle and Tina are friends. I want to just like be a fly on the wall during all of their conversations.
I know, they actually seem really cool to like hang out with.
Mm-hmm.
What do I have? Oh,
Nehemiah and Derek playing pool.
I can't handle their little tiff.
Well, it's like they're just like they're like those typical like guys that are almost 40, but like start immediately talking like they're 22 when they're around each other. And you're just like roll your eyes and you're just like, okay, like you guys don't like each other. And that's why I like how they kept like doing a flash of like Kendall just like drinking and smiling, being like, this is entertaining. Because that's really all it is like no one's taking you seriously. You're just acting like childish grown men.
Derek is playing like such a different game than he did in Dirty 30. Like he's an idiot, really.
Yeah, well, and Nehemiah calls him out on this, where he's like, don't try to play a backstabbing political game. That's not you. You're a beast. Which he made it, he like did like that compliment sandwich thing. And then like that insult in the middle, hurt Derek. Because Derek like came in this first episode being like, I know how to play chess.
He's so cocky.
He really is, but the thing is he can't see like multiple steps ahead. He's just very much like this is what is in front of him and this is what he can see. He can't see what's going to happen next and next and next.
Yeah, so he didn't think about Nehemiah like being mad at him.
Also, like he did that to protect Ryan, which I understand is one of his friends, but Ryan was never going to do anything for you in the game.
Very true. Yeah, so Derek's like, if I gotta get my hands dirty, I'll enjoy it. Like he just says some stupid shit.
Derek sometimes just is like, okay, we get you're having your midlife crisis right now, but
he really is, because I loved him on Dirty 30 and he's like, I still like him, but he's really annoying. Like he's making it hard.
Well, and I think he was even like this on season 1 of All Stars. He's just like trying way too hard to be like a young reality star, but it's like you're entertaining now because like you're more relatable, but you're still trying to be like that 20-year-old. That's just not, it's not a good look.
Yeah, he's the only, I mean, Nehemiah's a little obnoxious too, but like I think he's the only one that's really doing that on this show.
Yeah, and I feel like Nehemiah is very specifically for the show. He is playing into a role for the show. Derek, I feel like, is his fucking personality, which is slightly troubling.
I know. He played a really good game on Dirty 30. Like he was quiet and he stood back and he was like the older one. And this, he's like just cocky. So
yeah, maybe he's just I don't know. I did like how Darrell. God, I'm turning into you now. Like, holy shit. You're rubbing off on me. Darrell is like, I'm cool with Nehemiah, but Derek's my dog.
I love him. Random commentary. It's so great. He's stuck in the middle. So it's challenge time and it's heights and trivia, which is amazing. This is actually a great episode.
Yep. My first note is Tina and her visor. I don't know why. I just love that look, but it's so fucking Tina.
She really has a cruise look to her.
She really does. She's out vacationing.
That's hilarious. So TJ calls out everyone who's afraid of heights, which Darrell, I always forget he's afraid of heights because he actually does it.
Yeah. Well, and it's so funny. He looks so confident in pretty much any other challenge. Like if he's out running, doing whatever, just pure confidence. He like exudes it. As soon as you like introduce a tiny bit of height, his entire demeanor changes. And it's so fucking funny because he's just like that typical, like, I'm so tough, like blah, blah, blah. And then just add a little bit of height and he is literally shaking. Also relatable. Heights are terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, they're like faced towards the building. Like it is very scary. So I get it.
Oh,
Okay.
and so when I went ziplining like a week ago, and
Jealous.
on one of the zip lines, they have you like racing the person that you like came with. And for majority of that time, they have you like standing backwards because usually you're just like facing where you're gonna jump. But during like this one, when they're hooking you up, they have you standing backwards at the end. And so you can't see like where you're jumping and you're facing towards, and it's 10 times more terrifying. I don't know what it is about that, but not seeing like where the ledge is so terrifying.
Oh God, I can't imagine because I like did ziplining with that guy.
Yeah.
And I was so scared and he thought I was joking, but I was like, no, I'm actually fucking terrified.
Yeah.
Like I hate this.
Yes. Well, I've been ziplining like multiple times and I'm not like super afraid anymore because it's just like literally you get up there, you step off, don't think about it. And that's 100% my mentality. There's something like about having to stand there for like 30 plus seconds on the edge and not seeing anything where just your mind just starts going crazy. And I'm just like, this feels like the challenge though. This is like a little
Yeah.
inside scoop.
Yeah, you did your own challenge, Mandy.
Yeah, it's a little mini challenge right there. I jumped off.
Oh, it's so funny. Um, okay, so yeah, obviously Katie's terrified of heights, and Casey failed some challenges because of heights.
Yeah, Casey has thrown multiple tantrums for heights. Like Loki has been worse than Katie in the past. And also Jasmine, very scared of heights too. I don't think they really like
Oh,
zoned in on Jasmine, but Jasmine like will literally she looks like a chihuahua. Like that's the only way I can really because she's so tiny and then she like literally like shivers. It's not even a shake, it's like a shiver.
yeah, she looked really scared. They just didn't talk about it.
Yeah, they really didn't talk about Jasmine's, but like I think even so, Katie essentially once she gets hooked up starts freaking out and being like, "I can't do this, I can't do this," and then Jasmine goes, if I could do this, you could do this," and you literally just see Jasmine just like huddled up.
She's doing it. Like Katie doesn't even try. So yeah, what they're 25 stories up and then they're facing towards the building. So like if they get an answer wrong, they're like whipped behind
Yep.
and they just fall.
I think they dropped 10 stories. Like it's not a small drop. They dropped literally 10 stories.
Yeah, the guys really did this with grace and the girls did not.
Well, also like when Katie started like complaining though, it took them a long time to get to her. It felt like.
I know. I wonder how long it was in real time. Like, because TJ's like, calm down.
But like as soon as she's like, I refuse to do this, like, are they contractually obligated to get her down? Like
Yeah, I think so.
it was rough to watch. She was like, I'm gonna because you can tell she's like trying to be an adult and be like, no, I'm communicating, get me off. But then like her anxiety just starts like boiling and she's like, I'm about to have a freak out. And I think if we would have saw there up for like 10 more seconds, we would have had a full blown like breakdown.
I know. I just don't understand why she comes back if she's gonna do that every time.
Yeah, and it's like this one's so simple. It's just like be terrified for a little bit, you know?
Just do it.
Yeah, like close your eyes and don't think about it and just say a word, you know?
Yeah, I mean, she could have won, like, right? She's smart. I don't know if she would have known all of those. No, okay.
Katie would have been out pretty quickly.
That's true. It's really funny, actually. Okay, so she's out. She's straight into the arena. And the first question is like, what has the arena been called in the past? And everyone says whatever. And then Ayana says Super Bowl, which is hilarious.
Yeah, then she gets thrown off.
DJ loves it.
I love their like next question of Britney Spears songs. And then
Mhm.
as soon as I got to Tina, she goes, Toxic next. And I go, fuck yes, Tina. Of course, that's the one you would say.
Of course. I know. And then they play Britney Spears. It's so good.
I know they got the rights to so many good songs. Like Paramount Plus's budget is like, well, like I feel like they just spend their budget better, like on music and not random ass fucking explosions.
Slow motion, lots of cameras.
It's like slow motion is fine, but how much do you fucking think they spend on each of those explosions? Like there are times where they have an explosion after everyone goes, and it's like that doesn't add anything to the challenge.
Especially when you're not there, it does not look that cool.
No, it really doesn't. The only like good part of it is when like sometimes the contestants like sometimes people in the challenge don't fucking know. And it scares them, and that's really the only time. But that takes one explosion. Have one surprise explosion, MTV.
That's true. I mean, it's so expensive to get the rights of all those songs. Like,
Yeah.
Love is Blind, you know? I don't know if you heard of the phenomenon that's sweeping the nation.
I fucking love that show. Yes, I
Okay, we
have
should
started
have-
watching Brazil and Japan as well.
Oh my God. Okay, cool. We should totally have a special episode and recap it because I got thoughts. But
hell
their
yeah.
music sucks. Like, they don't have rights to anything. They had rights to one Katy Perry song, and that's it. And they must have money, but probably not for that show.
Yeah, well, like sometimes like a rights to a song is like 10 grand or some shit. Like it's crazy.
I know. It's so, yeah, there must be a ton of money into this. So good job.
Good job, Paramount Plus. We appreciate it. Thank you for taking out the explosions.
Yeah, we don't need that. We are grown. We don't care.
I think after the Britney Spears song, Jasmine's out, and then next is like Tina. I can't remember what type of question is next, but
She doesn't know any winners of any challenge.
oh yeah, she goes, I don't know, and then she says, "Give it to Big Mama," and then she drops. And then after she drops, she goes, "Look at that camel toe." I fucking love Tina.
Oh my god.
She better go to the finals because I need her one-liners. They're perfect. Like Tina is amazing. I don't care if she's terrible at all challenges. I don't give a fuck. I'm here for those one-liners.
Oh yeah, we need her. We need a one-liner person. We don't really have anybody else for girls.
No, and not in the moment. So people are good at one-liners during confessionals. Tina's very good at one-liners in the moment.
Right. I know, she's awesome. Okay, so next one is like who has the most Instagram followers, and Melinda gets it wrong because she's not keeping up with the Kardashians.
Although Kanye's a very good guess. I would have assumed.
Kanye's fair, but I think like Kendall's ahead of all, like all of them are
Yeah.
ahead.
It could have gone Olivia Rodrigo, probably. I don't actually know that she is, but
I don't know. I'm surprised they knew the other ones like Taylor Swift and Ariana Grande. Like that's impressive.
Janae and Casey, like you could tell they know their fucking pop culture. They're like, oh, we can go with this. Because Janae gets it. She goes, Kylie Jenner, obviously. Next.
It's so true.
I love Janae's confidence during like this entire trivia.
Yeah, Johnny's great. She's smart.
And she's such like a mom about it too. She just the proudness. I loved it. I
know, it's so cute. So we have Janae and Casey left, and they have the Harry Potter book name questions. So it's really good. And Janae forgets one.
Yeah, well, Janae goes, I've read all the books 5 times. Casey's like, I have not read the books, but I have seen some movies.
Like so chill. I've seen some movies.
Yeah. Well, then
know?
they go back and forth until the final one. Well, and I did love how Casey goes, the Deathly Hallows? Is that it? And Johnny goes, yes, that is it. I don't know why. I just love like this whole interaction at that. But it was all adorable. But then they go, okay, last book, Janae. And Janae goes, oh shit, there's a last book. And yep. And she can't remember it and drops.
Order of Phoenix. I guess that's a hard one.
I probably would have forgot that one too. Of all of them, I would have gotten Sorcerer's Stone. Half-Blood Prince, Deathly Hallows, but Order of Phoenix.
I know everyone forgets that. I feel like no one likes that one. I don't really like it. Like Carrie's just a brat and everything's in caps. Like
Just throws the vibe off. And then it was really cute that Casey won because she's never won like an individual challenge, and heights have always been like her weakness, and this is the first win that she gets individually, and she kind of cries about it, and it's adorable.
I know, and TJ seems so proud.
Yeah, and everyone does. Like, she gets like a fucking standing ovation from everyone because Casey does seem like a genuinely like really good person.
Yeah, I really like Casey. I think it's funny that she used to have tantrums.
Well, and she was so honest about it, where TJ was like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "Throwing a tantrum."
Are you done? Okay,
yeah, well, I am now.
Oh, it's so great. Okay, so it's boys' turn. And Brad is the first one dropped, and because he thought Katie won multiple seasons of the challenge.
Which I think Katie laughed because Katie won it all.
I don't think so. I think that's why she laughed.
Yeah, I was like, has Katie gotten close to winning? And well, I did see like even though Brad lost, there was no real white in his eyes.
I didn't realize he had this big ass tattoo on the back of his head. It's terrifying.
Oh, is it like down his neck?
Yeah, but it's like on his head.
I didn't realize it was on his head. I know it's on his neck, but I'll have to check it out.
I saw it later and I was like, that's so Brad.
Also, like that's kind of fucking hurt. Like
exactly. Psycho.
Like I saw people. Well, another thing that's been sweeping the nation is so I don't. Euphoria.
Oh, Euphoria.
Yeah. So I've only watched season 1, but like my cousins watch it and they want to watch the season finale, so I watched the end of it. Apparently, there's this kid Elliot who has like tattoos on his eyes, like on his eyelids. Yeah. I just want to know like why. Like that's hurts. Get your tattoos, but like stop hurting yourselves, guys.
Oh my god, that would hurt so bad.
I know. Like I'm just like, well, how do you think they did? Do they have to press against your actual eyeball, or do they like put? I don't want to think about it. I'm in pain.
Yeah, don't Google that.
If I do later, I'm just gonna call you in a panic. Be like, Kaylee, I googled it.
Be like, no, why?
I'm now throwing up. Come get me.
Okay, I'll be in the middle of it was anal gland. So
we're both gonna have very traumatic days.
Yeah, we are. So MJ falls next because I think the questions are like, what states touch the ocean? And he says New Orleans, which is not a state.
It's just so embarrassing because you can tell he's not a big dum-dum and just the pressure got to him, but like, what a big dum-dum move.
This is a big dum-dum move. There might have not have been many states left too.
I think there was the entire East Coast.
Oh yeah, they didn't say the East Coast.
They didn't say the East Coast at all. They said California, Oregon, Texas, Louisiana, and Florida. There's so many options. They could Maine. I think someone said Massachusetts, but like there's all of them. Yeah. Both the Carolinas, Alaska, Hawaii.
Those. That's hilarious. So then they're asked Tom Cruise movies, of course. And
okay, first of all, no. We can't just zoom past that. They said the biggest, best actor. Fuck off. Tom Cruise sucks. Yeah, that's literally what TJ said. One of the biggest, best. Like, I don't give a fuck that Mission Impossible sponsored whatever the fuck. No, he's not. Little Scientologist piece of shit.
And is he that good of an actor? He just does action.
Yeah, he's not a good actor. Like, what Academy Awards what like movies are people like, I gotta go see the acting in that? No, you're just like, okay, here's a tiny guy that apparently does his own stunts, and his name is Tom Cruise, and he's jumped on a couch, and he's part of Scientology. No talent.
Ooh, bringing it way back. Yeah, he's a psychopath. Scientology for sure. And I think he's like the first actor to actually be in space or something stupid. I don't know why he gets these things, but apparently TJ loves him.
I think Paramount Plus and MTV love him.
Yeah, they probably have his movies.
That's what I think. Didn't like one of the Mission Impossible sponsor like MTV one of their episodes?
Oh yeah, I forgot about it was Top Gun, the remake. So terrible.
Oh,
I mean, I
yes.
didn't watch it. I'm just assuming it was bad.
Top Gun, the remake.
On Top Gun. Like,
Yeah, if we want to get into like Tom Cruise being like a good actor, like maybe back in the fucking whatever when Top Gun was that the 90s?
yeah, or 80s.
I don't know. Once it became the 2000s, Tom Cruise became irrelevant.
Whoa. I think we just lost some listeners.
Oh, yeah, really? Did we? We have some big Tom Cruise fans out there?
I'm just kidding.
I'll be like, yeah, maybe my dad's upset about it. He did love Top Gun. That's about it.
Hope not. It's funny. Okay, so yeah, Nehemiah falls because there's no Mission Impossible 4, which I'm pretty sure
I did love how Derek was like, I assume there's a Mission Impossible 2.
How did he not know? He seems like he would know.
Even if Derek is not on Tom Cruise, like no one should be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So next they have to name the sexiest man alive. And Rel, like, I don't even know who he says.
Okay, so I looked this up.
Okay, cool. I love that.
Darrell says Boris Cujo. And at first I'm just like, is Darrell just saying a random name like the Super Bowl or some shit? Yeah. And so I Googled this name and it is not. He is a German actor that is born in Australia. He is a very attractive man, but like made an appearance here or there on different TV shows and has been in 3 different Nicki Minaj music videos. I don't think he would get people's sexiest man alive.
Why does he know who that is?
I have no clue. I have no clue because he's not really in. He's like in. I think the most recent thing is like that Chicago, like some type of like fireman show, and he's like a regular on that, like Ladder 49 or some shit. But like everything else, like he's been on like an episode of Grey's Anatomy. He's like one of those like people that come into like a season.
I can't. Why does he know? Like he can't say Rob Lowe. Like about Rob Lowe. Like think of the big names.
Yeah, like just like Mario Lopez. I just would have been like anyone that's associated with people, you know, like Matt Damon. You could literally any of those like guys that act together. Ben Affleck, I'm sure have gotten it sometime. They don't deserve it, but I'm sure they have.
Yeah, it's the big movies.
Boris Cujo probably does. Very attractive man. Does kind of resemble Darrell, which makes me think like Darrell's just saying someone that looks like him, but if Darrell had like a very, very attractive younger brother, it could be Boris Cujo.
Okay, so that's why he picks him. But anyway, he's wrong.
Boris Cujo, he said.
Oh, so funny. So now it's between Latarian and Steve.
Steve.
I know, I forgot. Like, what are you doing here, Steve?
What's that hand model doing here?
Showing off the hands. And they have to name the fastest land animals. And Steve says, what, cheetah?
Yep. He says cheetah.
Okay. And this is when Latarian should say
any of the other cats.
Any of the other cats there.
Like I was just like Puma, you know, like I don't even know, lion, something like that. But he says a fucking zebra. It's like that's what cheetahs catch. You know what I mean? That's what they all catch. Like obviously they're not faster if they're getting caught.
I know, I died. I was like, zebra? What are you talking about? Who thinks of a zebra?
He's like, I saw that Frankie Muniz movie where that zebra was a racehorse. And that was the specific zebra he was talking about.
That's so true. Oh my gosh.
But also, that should tell you if a zebra doesn't usually compete in horse races because they're not fast enough, maybe they're not one of the fastest animals in the world.
I don't think he was thinking that hard.
That's another thing. You got to think that next step.
The next step is key. Okay, so Steve wins and Casey wins, and Derek's happy for Casey's win, and he's worried about, well, he's not really worried, but he's like, Steve's probably going to throw me in because I said his name earlier, but I got life shields on my side. No problems we had.
He is very much counting on those life shields.
Just a little bit. So Steve talks game with his alliance in quotes.
People that are using him because he just won.
Exactly. And he wants to rip apart the three-headed monster, which is Brad, Derek, and Darrell, and Nehemiah. So Nehemiah comes up with like the genius plan.
Well, I don't think actually like Nehemiah like started it, but I think Steve finished it. I think Nehemiah started the plan, but I don't think he like came up with what actually happened. I think Steve kind of finished it where Nehemiah was like, maybe we can get like a life shield used here or there. And then Steve was like, no. What if we essentially put in Jody and Kahada first, and then they have to use their life shields?
Dun, dun, dun. Very smart move.
It's a brilliant. Goddamn. Drink some water here. Thing is, I haven't even smoked this morning.
I know. I was like, are you smoking?
Like, usually I would have, but like, no, not this morning.
No.
Look
I'm
at
definitely
that.
smoking after this. Very excited.
And again, so Katie and Steve, friends outside the show. The only thing that Katie tells Steve is that she doesn't want Kendall and she wants someone that she could potentially win against.
Which is fair.
Mm-hmm. But also, like, her saying, I don't want Kendall is slightly weird because also I feel like Kendall is someone that she has like a decent chance. Like, I don't think Katie has a good chance against really anyone in the house, but Kendall is like similar in size.
Well, did she go against Kendall last season and lose?
Yeah, she did, but it was also really close.
Oh, right. Yeah,
it was a lot closer than everyone expected, I think, when it was like Katie and Latarian and Kendall, and I can't remember who was it, Nehemiah?
Yeah, it was. Okay, so yeah, that's her only request. Not that she deserves a request as well. Like, Steve is her only friend, but like, she didn't even do anything.
Well, no. Yeah, like, that's Steve's only friend, though. Like, Steve doesn't have anyone else in the house. Like, if there's someone he should be riding for, it should 100% be Katie.
Yeah, Steve should do it for himself, not even for Katie. Like, yeah. That's his move. So anyway, Casey and Steve meet up to put up names, and that's when Steve tells her the plan about the life shield, and she's like, "You're a genius," and she's okay with putting in Derek because they've never gotten along in the past, it sounds like, and she's seen him stab people in the back.
Yeah, so I think they're like always friends, but they don't work together in challenges.
Okay. Yeah, that's what it seemed like too. So like they want to put obviously Jody and Kahoot up, and then Steve suggests Tyler as a pawn because Tyler has numbers, so he won't go in. And then they have to decide. The big problem is who is going to go against Katie.
And Steve essentially lets Casey bulldoze him because she said, let's put in Kendall because that's a vote for Derek. But at the same time, they just eliminated 2 votes for Derek with those life shields. And like, it's not going to be close. But I don't know. Like, I think Steve should have fought harder in the situation for Katie.
Yeah, so he like picks wanting Derek to go in over like fulfilling Katie's request.
Yeah.
It's a very
so I think, did we already say who they're going to replace? Like they're saying their backup is Ayana.
No big deal.
Yeah, like there's anyone else. Like, okay, so you wanted to burn that Kendall vote. Sure.
Yeah.
Why Ayana?
She's already been in.
Oh.
even move.
And then I mean, Steve said it perfectly. She goes, "Katie's gonna be so pissed at me." And it's like, yeah, she should be.
Yeah, she should be Ayana. Oh my god. Okay, so Jody and Kahana come up to you and they're like, "Oh, I see what you guys did. They use her life shield." And then Kahana's like, "This is the most selfish thing I've ever done." And Jody's like, "It's not selfish. You deserve this." It's a very Jody thing to say.
Yeah, because also Jody, he was being very sarcastic.
Yeah, right.
Jody, he was making a joke. He didn't need positive reinforcement right then, but continue on with your momming.
Yeah, that's what he's here for. I don't think she knows sarcasm.
Yeah, she goes, "Oh, you made a joke? Let me make this more boring."
Let me not come back to All Stars 3. Let me just never have another chance.
This is why you didn't get invited back, Jody.
So true. Okay, so the names are now Derek, Tyler, Kendall, and Ayana. And I love the scene of like everyone coming up and looking because like at the end there's just shots of people being like, I don't know these shots.
Yep, and I love how Tyler goes, okay. It's just like everyone having their like realizations live. I love that shit.
I know, like they have a picture of Jonay and Jonay. Oh,
yeah.
gosh. And she's like mouth wide open. I'm like, why? Because of Tyler? Like,
well, she goes like this, and then like if you see like the next shot, like Tyler's being like, what up? Like he says something, and then like all of a sudden Jonay is just off staring at all the other names. Like she stopped giving a fuck. She just needed to be shocked for a minute.
Doesn't make any sense.
They go, Jonay, we need someone to make a shocked face. Can you get in there?
Yeah, exactly. I know you was like 10 minutes ago, but we're gonna use this. You were actually talking about something else.
And then I think next we see Steve and Katie talking.
So fucking funny.
See, I like this too because like you can tell these are full-grown adults that have actually gotten like they have mature arguments where they know how to make points and they're not just like saying the same two words back at each other, Josh and whoever.
Right, yeah. Oh my gosh.
But it's Steve comes up and is like, because Katie's like, I told you anyone but Kendall. And then Steve tries to like reassure her, being like, oh, like Kendall has the votes. And then he whispers, it's gonna be Ayana. And then she goes, Ayana going against me, idiot. It's so true though. Like that's not a saving.
He's like, I did what you wanted. She's gonna get like bulldozed over by Ayana.
He tried so hard to like play that off, like, oh, what do you mean? Like it's just Kendall was a throwaway. And she goes, but Ayana was the other option. And then he was like, he tried saying, like, well, you told me you didn't care. And she was like, I told you to use your head.
It's so good. It's so good. I'm glad you wrote all that down.
I only wrote 2 of those. The rest was from memory.
This is so amazing.
And then I think I had a shot of Ayana just like blankly staring at a wall, getting ready for the fucking competition.
Yeah, like hiding her knives and shit. Okay, so it's selection time, and Casey explains her logic, putting Ayana in because she lost after Katie, and then of course Ayana is wearing her uniform, gets up and it do that one all over again.
I mean, it was funny. You should make fun of yourself for that bullshit that you pulled 20 years ago. She slept with her uniform on.
She's serious though, right?
I think she's making a joke.
Okay, but I feel like she's still like
she's semi-serious, but she's like she's very. I think she's being a self-aware crazy person, which I think is a joke-ish.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah, so Derek's like, I thought I'd have life shields, but you guys played dirty. And he's pissed. And he's like, if I'm coming back, I'm taking you all out. I'm going to enjoy it. Like, he's very.
Well, and Casey goes, your life shields or Jody or Kahana's life shields? Because Derek was acting very fucking entitled about that being his life shield. And it's like, bro, like, you got outsmarted. It is what it is.
Right. That's so true. MJ's like really impressed with Casey, calls her Queen of the South. Casey is being a badass, by the way, for sure. And everyone votes, and it's Ayana and Derek, obviously.
Yeah, and it's always like it's rough to watch these gang ups because like
Yeah.
everyone is just falling in line to who they know is going to get voted in to kind of save face, and it's just essentially that would be so tough watching everyone you're rooming with being like, "Hey, we want to throw you in."
Yeah, because that's what happened. Yikes.
And then I also had a realization in the middle of this. I was like, Janelle plays actually everyone talks about playing under the radar. Janelle is playing it perfectly under the
Oh
radar.
yeah, she's playing a great game. Um, so Derek puts his name up and like, does he like woof at Nehemiah?
Yeah, he tries to like bark scare at Nehemiah, and Nehemiah doesn't even flinch. So that's embarrassing. And then I think you see like a cutoff because Derek can't even find his fucking name on the board. So like he literally tries to scare someone, is unsuccessful at it, and then cannot find his name on a board because he's looking under like everyone that's safe. And I think there's like a special place for nominees. And he's literally searching over and over on the place where it's not going to be and missed it in his cluster of 4, which is very obviously where it is.
That is so bad.
It's so Derek, though.
Okay, name starts with a D and then an E,
Yeah.
and an R and an EK, and I don't see that.
I'm surprised he didn't just like grab the closest name. He was probably just like, oh,
Just
Darrell? I mean, that starts with a D too. There's an E in there.
D is for Derek. But this is badass because it's Derek versus Brad, and this has not happened since Gauntlet 2, and Brad went home.
Mm-hmm. And they both are like legendary at eliminations because they both turn into crazy people.
Yeah, so great matchup. I love it. Now I have it's silly time because Nehemiah wants to show his support for Brad and make a beard out of Janae's weave and use her glue, and it's interesting.
Yeah, it was like whatever. The only part I liked about it was like Brad actually enjoying it.
Yeah.
I thought
for a minute.
I know. I thought he was gonna like hate it, but like, oh, bro, that looks good on you. And I was like, that wasn't what I was expecting. Cool.
Brad's like boring now.
I know. Well, that's what I think I have a comment in here that like the closer it gets to elimination, the more white you can see in Brad's eyes. Like you could just see the crazy building. Because like right when he got thrown in because he like got last, there was no whites, and then you see like a little bit more and a little bit more. He did not like how Derek was like, I'm coming back no matter what. You could see like a little white when he said that.
Yep, he did not like that.
It's like you don't want to see the whites of Brad's eyes coming into elimination. That's all I'm saying.
Right. It's scary. So finally it's elimination time, and I have that Ayana looks psycho in her hallway because she does.
Also, Derek is psycho for barking his way out. Like, what the fuck was he doing?
I don't know. I like done paying attention to him.
I was like, I don't know if that's his personality or he needs to lay off coke, but one or the other has got to fucking happen. Allegedly, coke. Allegedly.
Of course. So the challenge is called, or elimination is called, wait, there's more. And there's 2 giant ramps on either side of the arena, and inside the ramp there's a puzzle, and the only way to reveal the puzzle is to get 1,000 bags that are across the arena and put it in your ramp like cornhole, but like they just drop it in, and then the first player to finish the puzzle wins. No big deal.
Yeah, so I think with this elimination they gave Katie her best chance because they tried to get Ayana in endurance, but the thing is they didn't realize that Ayana is actually a fucking amazing athlete.
Yeah, she's gonna kill it with those bags.
Well, I don't think it was like the weight of the bags, but like the amount of like times they were supposed to run. I think they thought Ayana was gonna.
Oh, the running.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Nope. So the girls start, and Ayana's a beast, and Katie's like, I need to win to redeem myself.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. they start the puzzle. Katie starts the puzzle. I want to say she still has one bag. She's a bag behind Ayana and starts it a little bit later, but Ayana crushes that puzzle and Katie was nowhere near being done with it. And so Ayana wins.
Yep, pretty quickly it looks like. So Katie's gone and Katie's like, this is the season. This season is not what I expected. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Heights, blah, blah, blah. Oh, she said something like, I didn't expect there to be heights. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
There's literally always heights.
There's always heights. It's always trivia. There's always heights.
It's like two things you can, like, TJ loves fucking doing that to people. It's his favorite thing.
I know, he's sick.
Well, I feel like maybe like Katie was like, well, I didn't think there was any water nearby, so there wouldn't be any heights of us falling into water. But I'm pretty sure next challenge is literally that too. So
Stupid. Ayana's winning 2 in a row. She feels great. And now it's time for the guys. And I wish we got like more of an aerial view of what was happening because I just saw like glimpse of them running. Like,
yeah. Well, and I think literally like they finished the bags at the same time. Like they were neck and neck. I want to say Brad finished maybe, I want to say half a length of them running before Derek, but Derek was right there. I think the thing that got Derek is Derek like needed to rest for a little bit. It looked like right afterwards. And Brad went straight into the puzzle.
Interesting. So yeah, I couldn't see Derek's puzzle because like Brad wins. But I'm not sure how far behind Derek was. He wasn't doing well, right?
He was actually doing decently, but for given like the amount of like he started the puzzle roughly the same time that Brad did, and it wasn't anywhere near like it was like close to finish. It was closer than Katie and Ayana for sure, but Brad kind of crushed that puzzle. So Brad wins.
Yep.
Derek essentially is like, well, you guys shot and hit, direct hit. And then he flips everyone off as he runs off, which I actually low-key kind of love.
Yeah, I like how he ran off.
Yep, and he goes, he did have a funny closing line where he goes, I got outsmarted by a damn hand model.
Steve.
Yeah. Well, low key though, I think this was like a brilliant move in the moment, but I do also think that Casey and Steve might end up paying for it. Especially Steve. I don't think Casey was going to feel the ramifications, but I think Steve might be the next guy going in.
well,
he has a life shield, so after that, he will be the next guy going in. Yeah.
I love Katie's sound off too. She's like, I'm gone, and now I expect Steve to be in elimination next. So good luck.
It's literally what's going to happen.
Oh, it's so funny.
Well, because he took a swing at someone that has Alliance members and then literally took out his only safety.
Yeah, his own alliance.
Yeah. Well, like not even his own alliance, but I think Katie was very much playing like the cards for like Steve, I feel like got saved last time partially because Katie too. I think Nehemiah did like a good move telling everyone who he wanted.
Yep.
But I think that was also Katie pushing for Steve to be saved as well.
That's very true. I think you're right.
Because Katie's not good at competing. The way she stands on these things is straight social.
Oh yeah, totally. And she knows it. Like
mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Nehemiah thinks now everyone is gonna try and take his alliance out because of that move. So I guess we'll see. Woo.
Well, yeah, that's how it goes. Like you take away someone from their alliance, they're gonna try to take someone away from yours. And hence the challenge.
The end. Crazy. Okay, well thanks guys for listening. This is a little bit later. This will probably be out tonight or tomorrow or whatever.
Yep.
Okay. But yeah, we should be back to our regular schedule and hopefully episodes out by Friday.
Yep.
For now.
Until there's another vacation.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.